I want SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. He's Mike Brenner. We are the Odds Couple. We come to you from sportsbookreview.com, SBRodds.com for all your line shopping needs. Free. We're talking right now with Ross Benjamin from RBWins.com about a bunch of tough bowl games from the upcoming, from the current bowl season. Right now we're going to talk about the West Virginia, Miami, Florida Bowl that goes on Wednesday, December 28th. And I'm glad
you know this guy is red hot and on fire for SBR.
I was
Throw
going to
those
say,
numbers out there.
I'm glad that we're having him to talk about these tough bowls because Ross Benjamin, I did not know this.
Yes.
48-24, and that's against the spread in college football in his picks at SBR. That's videos and articles combined.
Now that is kicking ass and taking names.
Well, Ross Benjamin's been doing this for a long time, and so you don't do that for a long time unless you're somewhat successful. Exactly. Ross Benjamin, obviously phenomenally successful, at least with his picks at SBR this year for free. So we'll get a plug from him after we discuss this tough bowl, West Virginia, Miami, Florida. Woo. Now, this is a tough one because both teams are pretty impressive, and you can make a good case for them, right? Yeah. West Virginia, Miami has a very young, freshman-laden defense that was very successful this year, so you got to figure that they're just going to get better in their bowl game,
or
right?
they get tired. But then again, they had that break, and they're Rick, doing the job down there.
In general, teams that have young talent tend to get better in both college basketball and college football as the year wears on. So Miami's a tough team. The offensive line got better, which meant that the quarterback started to get better at the end of the year. But then West Virginia, great offensive line. They were clicking offensively as well. So
and a little bird told me the Sharps are on West Virginia. So.
Well, and that little bird was Brent from BetDSI. He told us that Sharps took West Virginia at 3.5 and 3, which does mean something. Both of these teams are teams that it would scare me to bet against here. Mike Brenner, what do you think?
Same thing. Same thing. And I want to because I really like West Virginia. But, Mark Richt's done a good job down there. Like you said, that young defense, they believe. And when a team starts believing, it becomes dangerous. This big amount of time between the last game to this bowl game, it's all going to come down to coaching and how they, what their routine is. How are they doing their practices? I don't know, Pete. I am off of this one, but God bless America. I am interested to find out what Ross Benjamin has to say.
The Russell Athletic Bowl, as of right now, before we hear what Ross has to say, I guess my lean would be to the over at 57, even though Miami does have a very impressive young defense. Ross Benjamin, what's your take on the Russell Athletic Bowl?
What was that guy's name from BetDSI?
Brent.
Brent, kiss my ass.
I love it.
All right. I mean, I like the direction Mark Richt has this program going, guys. Former alum, actually an alum, I should say, of the University of Miami. Very good bowl record at Georgia. 15 years at Georgia as a head coach. Latest as of last year. Took over Miami this year. At Georgia, guys, 9-4 straight up, 8-5 against the spread in bowl games. Many of those bowl games were prestige games, higher caliber games against very good opponents. Then you look at Miami, topsy-turvy year, right, guys? Start out 4-0, lose 4 in a row, but finish strong, like Pete alluded to, winning their last 4 games. Young team that's getting better. On the other hand, West Virginia, great year, 10-2, but they went 4-2 in their last 6 games, got blown out by Oklahoma, blown out by Oklahoma State. In their final game, they barely squeaked by a struggling Baylor team who entered that game with a 5-game losing streak, won by 3 as a 17-point favorite. My lean here is going to go on the small favorite here, the Miami Hurricanes, -2.5. I'll take Mark Richt over Dana Holgorsen any day of the week. I like the way Miami finished the season, and I think there will be the more motivated team, which, as you know, Mike, is one of the key aspects when you're handicapping bowl games.
All
There's
right.
no doubt about
Would you
it.
take Richt over Holgorsen, Mike Brenner?
I probably would.
He's a good coach, Holgorsen, isn't he?
He is. He is. And even though, Mark Richt, you wear out your time at a certain place, but 15 years, he got it done. He knows how to recruit. But what he does best, he makes young players and believe that they're veterans. You guys are good. And he does. He just brings them to another level. As the year gets stronger, all right, bottom line, you're beating Baylor by 3. If you can't score points against that defense, there's something wrong. So what and then when you chimed in about this defense getting stronger for Miami, this might be a little bit of a no-brainer, Pistol Pete. I don't know here. I might jump on that Richt train.
All right. Well, right now it's split line 2.5 or 3. Ross Benjamin from RBWins.com.
Where's that game being played at, by the way?
It's in Florida. It's in so Miami does have a home state advantage.
It's in Orlando.
It's
in Orlando. You know what? You might have some West Virginia players can't wait to get to Disney World. Wanting to bang old Snow White. What was her name? name. And for real, though, they might just be a little bit out of focus. I guarantee you Rick will have these guys focused. I might, you know what? Put me on board.
Are you sure?
By God, I'm jumping on with
All right.
What about you, Pete?
No. no, I mean,
Pete.
Okay.
Well, pick
because-
you up
because-
hitchhiking if you want.
It's just like I said, both of these teams are teams. It's a classic situation where I don't want to bet against either of them. They're both pretty impressive to me.
I'm
So,
going Miami, baby.
all right. Well, Ross Benjamin has convinced at least one person, Mike Brenner. He's going on Miami. The official line we can give you is -2.5, -110. Bet online at sportsbetting.ag and Heritage all have that line right now. Some places have 3. Ross Benjamin for rbwins.com. Awesome insights and breakdown. Tell us a little bit about your website.
Again, you go to rbwins.com. That's my URL. You can get all my selections, picks that I personally wager on myself and my paying clients receive. I had a great year, as these guys alluded to, and I thank you for those accolades, guys. At SBRpicks.com. You guys made all this money for free this year. Now go to my website and pay the piper.
That's right, buddy. That's right.
Thanks so much, Ross.
Thanks, Ross, and Merry Christmas to you and your family, my friend.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.